answer some common medical questions. And joining us is News Channel 5's medical specialist, Dr. David Soria, Chief of Emergency Medicine at Wellington Regional Medical Center. Thank you so much for coming in today, Doctor.
Good to see you, Mike.
Got a few questions for you.
All right.
Let's go ahead and start with the first one. My husband has high blood pressure. I have always understood that the bottom number was more important. Now, his top number may be 130 to 140, but his lower number is usually around 68. What is the significance of these numbers, the higher and the lower here?
Yeah, you know, blood pressure can be complicated, but I'm going to really try to break it down and make it real simple. Systolic is the pressure when your heart's beating, all right? Diastolic, the lower number, is your pressure when the heart is at rest, so in between beats. All right, so what's the significance of that? Well, 90% of us have hypertension at some point in our life, so it's something that's almost ubiquitous within the patient population. Now, know this, that throughout the course of your day, your blood pressure can fluctuate 40 to 50 points.
Okay.
You wake up, it might be 120 over 80, 110 over 70. You walk up a flight of stairs, 160 over 90, 170 over 100. So it's really where you are consistently. Now, the most common type is when your top number, systolic, is high. That's the most overwhelmingly the most common type of hypertension that needs to be treated. Yep. Your diastolic number, the lower number, typically starts to rise up until you're about 50, 60, and then, believe it or not, it starts to drop, independent of the top number that stays high. Take home point, whether your top number or your lower number is high, top number being 140, lower number being at 90, if either of those numbers are higher than that, you need to be treated, otherwise you're at risk for a heart attack, stroke, heart failure, or even kidney failure. So make sure you get it checked on a regular basis.
Early prevention, always the best there.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about something painful now. Now it's time for our second question. Is there a way to prevent kidney stones from developing? Certainly can develop into something very painful here.
Kidney stones, very painful.
Right.
They really are. And for whatever reason, and we think we have some ideas, very common here in Florida, probably secondary to increased dehydration. But a kidney stone is basically material that forms in the kidney from the sediment that's filtered out of the urine. And some people form them, some people don't. There's 4 types of common stones. One is calcium, uric acid, cysteine, all right, and struvite. Struvite being magnesium. Calcium, of course, calcium, uric acid, and then cysteine is amino acid. So typically the way you prevent them is a couple of ways. One is plenty of fluids, because what that does is it helps the urine dilute the sediment, and then maybe you can flush them out. Otherwise, what we do is we save the stone, we have it analyzed, we determine what type of stone it is, and based on the type of stone, we can make some dietary modifications that can help in preventing the formation. However, studies have shown that no matter what you do with your diet, if you form stones, you're going to no matter what. It's just one of those things that your family or your genes gives you.
Yeah,
okay?
we were just talking about that before the break.
Right.
My grandfather passed them so many times, and it was so painful for him, so I better keep hydrated. That's what you're saying.
Drink a bottle of water.
Okay, will do. Well, hey, you know, if you have a question for Dr. Soria, you can send it by going onto our website, WPTV.com, and clicking on the health link. Just scroll down on the right-hand side, and you'll see that form to write your question. Dr. Soria, as always, thank you so much for coming in.
You betcha.
We'll see you there next week, and we'll be right back.